All right, everybody. That was Jeff Pitchell's Fat Cigar you were just listening to, and that means it's time for Not Just Blowing Smoke. The first
Happy New Year!
2024.
Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
First one.
Yeah.
First one in the books. January. We made it, boys, to 2024.
We made it to 2024.
I'm not sure if we're going to make it through 2024, though. I think,
You've already had that bad of a start, Nick?
yeah. Well, no, I just
What did
think
the
we're
wife
not
do?
going to. No, she didn't do anything, man. I
What
mean,
did the chickens do?
chickens are good. I
What did
mean,
Zeus do?
well, Zeus would be Zeus.
He's nervous about the voting year. Yeah.
Well, not so much the voting year. I think it's just everything in a whole is just going to be crazy.
World War III is upon us.
It's going to be
Getting
crazy,
closer
dude.
and closer every
Dude.
day.
World
AI
War
is
III,
getting more
really?
advanced, bro. There's a
Look,
lot of people,
Israel's going at it with all of the Middle East. You got Ukraine going at it.
Oh, they've been going at
You
it.
know, for over almost 2 years going on it.
I mean,
It's crazy.
everything's crazy. It's going to be a really interesting year how
We've
it's
got
going to go down.
50 different versions of COVID.
Oh, Jesus.
You
The
know,
Canadian
yeah,
version,
yeah.
the Southern
Got
version.
one that does, lower digestive now too. So now it's like a stomach. I'm like, you know what? You guys are just full of crap. You're just calling everything COVID that's just normally out there. You know?
It probably really is a variant of that original thing.
Well,
But
that's how it goes.
But
Each year a new one comes out.
The flu is the flu.
It is.
Just have cigars and
Like
high
seriously,
test
you know?
bourbon and you'll be
Like,
fine.
if you're compromised, stay home, like you usually do.
Yeah, if
then
you feel
nothing
sick,
happens.
man, just if you feel
Don't
under the
talk to your
weather.
mother that way.
You know,
Oh.
and then if you're sick, don't go see elderly people. You
That's
know what I
true,
mean? Like
yeah.
that. You know, it's common sense.
Unless you don't like those elderly people, then you go see them.
Yeah. Then,
That's
then just put them in this.
That's just cruel.
It would be
just
cruel,
cruel.
yes.
Yes,
It would be
yes.
cruel. How dare I say something of that craziness?
Well, we are going to start
What a dark
2024 with
start.
a
A dark start with a dark star.
Yeah.
Yes, that's probably a good way to put it. This is the Rocky Patel Dark Star Robusto. It just came out last month, and it features a Honduran Corojo wrapper, a San Andreas binder, and tobacco from Paraguay,
Paraguay.
Honduras,
Paraguay.
and Nicaragua in the filler. And
Ooh.
it is the first time that Paraguayan tobacco is used by Rocky Patel.
Yes.
It is a seed brought over from Paraguay that was grown in Honduras by the Plasencia family.
No surprise there.
Yeah,
They are
They
amazing.
know how to grow stuff.
Yeah, they do.
So the Robusto here is 5.5 by 50. I'm gonna come right out and say it up front.
Go.
This is a very good cigar.
It
This
is.
is a very good cigar. That said, it's not that dark.
No, it is not.
The band is white.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering about I wonder about the name and the whole marketing behind it. That said, I mean the band looks great on it.
Yeah.
Does Rocky
the-
have a bad band? You know, not
he has,
really.
he has big bands.
He has big bands.
He
and
has
they do
big
not
bands.
lie.
And
I
they do not
mean,
lie, yeah.
the only one that would probably come to mind that
ALR.
was not. I mean, the first edition was meh. The second edition, I mean, is beautiful. I mean, the rose gold and the white. I mean, the ALR Part 2 is
Well, I just
fantastic.
mean the Bible on the front. I mean, it's just.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the first edition was just like
not
it
even a
looked
label.
like it looked like somebody wrote it on there. And not bashing Rocky if you're watching, or Mike if you're watching. I'm not bashing you guys. I love
No,
you
it's
guys.
just our opinion.
But I mean, I mean it looked if you looked at it quickly.
It's
It is
no
our opinion.
offense. No offense.
I
but
mean,
it's
if
a
you looked
horrible
at it
rapper.
if you looked at not rapper band
Well, it's
you looked
pretty
at-
much a rapper. There's no cigar showing. Like
on the ALR 2 or the ALR 1. Because I'm talking about the ALR 1.
whatever, the one with the Bible wrapped around it.
There's a fair
Oh,
number
that's-
of cigars with the Bible wrapped around
Yeah,
it.
I mean the 60. We haven't got into it yet, Levi. We'll let you know, bud.
Yeah.
We'll let you know, brother. We'll get you on the show.
it's
You can sit
very
down for
wet.
5 minutes. It is very wet. That's true. So, I mean, the first ALR, I mean, if you looked at it quickly, it looked like the vintage '99 Connecticut.
That was our one of our bar guys.
Oh yes,
so
Levi.
that's-
He's the
we were talking.
mastermind.
We wanted to know about the drink, and all I could say is
It's wet. It's not Dave's cup of tea, but
That's all right.
I mean, it's
Well,
alcohol.
let's talk
so
about it.
I'll
It's a we're pairing this with a kind of a variant of the old fashioned that Levi just kind of came up with after smoking the Dark Star Robusto.
It's actually
So
pretty good.
kudos to him for smoking the cigar and then coming up with something that he thought would pair well with it. The last several times he has done pairings, he's done a great job. We'll see how he does with this.
Wow.
Well, what?
I just took a sip and I had to draw out the cigar, and it goes really well.
It does. I mean, the citrus note
It
brings more of that Corojo tobacco,
Yeah.
that wrapper out of there.
It really does.
I'm
It's
mystified.
It's really, really
when I
nice.
tasted
It's
the-
really pleasant.
Sorry to interrupt.
Go
I
ahead, bro.
do that a lot. When I tasted the drink, I was like, well, this is just like fruity. I'm like, it's just weird,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I've had the Dark Star before, so I know what it is.
Yeah.
And then I tasted it, and I was just like, wow, it totally just complimented it.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised.
It
right
actually brings out a lot of the sweetness in the
And
San Andreas. I think.
honestly,
Yeah, for sure.
the pairing is probably a big part of whether or not I like the drink or not. If
Yeah.
I've never had it before, because now I'm like, wow, this is really refreshing now.
It is. It is. I mean,
So that just totally
the
changed my
citrus
mind.
note in the drink brings
Yeah.
out so much flavor in that cigar. And I've had the cigar a bunch of times too since we've got it in without a pairing.
It was one of my
And
New Year's
it
cigars
can be
last night.
it can be a little on the dry side. And there is a really interesting spice, and it's kind of I don't want to say
That's from the Peruvian tobacco. I understand.
From the Peruvian tobacco.
From the Peruvian tobacco, the rocket slices.
I mean, we should have got hot toddies because it's like 45 degrees up here right now.
It's not smoke you're seeing; it's our breath.
Yes.
Don't be
not-
fooled.
Not
We
just
are
blowing
indoors.
breath.
Yeah. Don't be fooled. We are indoors. We're not doing this outside.
Oh my God!
But yeah. I mean, wow, man.
But hey,
citrus
it's
note in
not
there.
smoky.
True. I mean, the citrus note in the drink is bringing out so much in that cigar, man. I mean, it's incredible. And Levi hits a home run again, and it's awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't. Now with that drink, I can't wait to get into the pipe. The pipe tobacco is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be so much more interesting.
I'm worried about it.
No, the
I'm
pipe
worried
tobacco.
about it. Yeah.
Well,
I think that vanilla hint is gonna go against that sweet tardiness.
well, we will find out, won't we? In about 20 minutes.
It's maybe what they call, maybe
20
what.
minutes for you, boy.
So Rocky Patel quotes this cigar as being, having flavors of dark chocolate, espresso, and subtle hints of dried fruit.
Yes.
You get all that from this cigar?
Absolute, yes.
Think that's accurate?
I got the dark chocolate, or maybe an unsweetened milk chocolate.
Yeah.
But I don't. What else did you say?
Espresso.
espresso?
Which you
Espresso
probably
is
wouldn't
dark
know
fruit.
because you
I don't drink coffee. Yeah, but definitely the chocolate note in there for
And
sure.
subtle hints of dried fruit.
Don't get the fruit. Maybe a little citrus from obviously a little cross contamination from the drink and stuff. But I mean, I don't get the fruit.
There's definitely a really kind of in the background kind of dark sweetness to it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on the back
But
of the tongue, you know.
But it's definitely the dark cocoa
Think
I
of it.
get.
Think of it like a Virginia. You know how you get that dark kind of datiness. It's
Datiness?
Like that. Yeah, raisin,
Like
datey.
date, raisin,
I know what he was talking
plum,
about. I was making fun of what he said.
datey.
Figure
Figure it out.
it out. You guys are
Yeah.
Oh, we're starting off the year so bad.
so bad. The puns are
puniful.
so bad. What else have we got on this docket, Danny? That's
Well,
it, just the cigar.
okay,
We're
yeah.
just gonna talk about
One of the, I'll tell you this though. I mean, the cigar is burning great.
Yeah.
These little wavy things. Some people just get real anal about
nah.
wanting
It's
it to
not
be
a
straight.
straight
I don't.
line.
But it's burning fine all the way.
I guess,
down.
yeah, I guess some
You
people
know.
get anal about it, but let the cigar do what it's got to do. It'll
it's a-
be fine.
It's a freaking leaf. It's not like some
not gonna burn exact.
manufactured. Yeah. There's nature here. Respect it. Love it.
That said, I had when I took the bottom of the band off, a little bit of the wrapper came off with it.
Didn't do
And
nothing.
That happened
Me
with
too.
the last cigar I had
Yeah.
from them too. Now it didn't affect the burn at all,
Yeah.
but it did come off.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of, those bands are on there tight.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that
yeah,
true
well,
for you?
not
Did
only
you-
that,
did you
it's-
lose a little
it's-
bit of rapid
I did
little-
not. No,
it's a
mine was
little-
fine.
Not
It's
okay.
a little too much glue on there.
Just a tad bit.
Little too much glue.
Yeah, you can see a little bit. Yeah, see that? There you go. You can see the wrapper stuck to that.
It's got a bacon strip.
Yep, a little bit of a strip there.
Just a little bit.
But other than that,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
I mean, the cigar is pretty damn good, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I think one of the greatest points of the cigar is it's one of the lowest priced cigars in Rocky's portfolio.
Well, it was interesting that he released this with the conviction.
Yeah.
With the conviction being a $100
cigar, yeah.
15-year-old age tobacco,
The highs
really
and the
high
lows.
so the Dark Star
Yeah,
looked great.
I'll wait till someone says, "Here, Dave." That's my conviction.
Well, Kurt had a conviction,
I heard you talking about it.
and he said if he were going to rate it, he would give it a 99.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It was just about as perfect as a cigar could get. He had to, had plans to go somewhere, and he just axed the plans so that he could sit and
Now that
finish smoking the
Is
cigar.
cigar love.
And he smoked
Yeah.
it. I watched him smoke it all the way down to the end. There was never a burn issue. He never had to touch it up. The room note was fantastic, and he just enjoyed it from one end to the other.
That's awesome.
Really, really good. So
Well-
big kudos from Kurt on the conviction.
Yeah. It's awesome. I'll have to take his word for it. 'Cause that's the $100 cigar
Yeah,
that I
100
would.
cigars, and the 5,000 boxes were released. That's
Just
it.
don't buy a box of ammo this week. Buy a cigar.
Nope, that's not gonna happen. That's not happening, man.
think it's
No, I'm not.
Or like a case of Tannerite.
I don't do that stuff.
You don't
I
do that
see.
stuff?
No, man, I've never done that
My
stuff.
friend Pete just picked up a couple things of Tannerite.
That's dangerous. I mean, it's
Tannerite's
still,
fun stuff.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
still, it is fun. I mean,
I
I've
can't
seen
wait.
videos. I've never shot at
I gotta-
Tannerite. I've seen
You
things
see that video
gone
with
wrong.
the Russian dude where he blew up the fridge and it almost.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh my
almost took
God,
his
there's
head off.
horrible videos out there online, dude. I'm not.
I've shot some stuff up with Tannerite.
I'm good.
That's good.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I don't.
He's got like 2 bricks like this big. Dude, they're $10. They were $10 for each brick.
Nope.
Like
Nope.
crazy. That's
I'm
awesome.
all set, dude. I'm not.
I don't know. My friend Pete's getting me into guns. So
No.
Oh, finally. Jesus.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we
guns,
went down to
shooting
we
is
went down
fun
to Shooter's Outpost. He showed
Yep.
me the museum. We did a walk around.
Oh yeah,
everything,
Shooter's Outpost is amazing. I mean, for Shooter's Outpost to me that's the Walmart, not Walmart as in like cheap
but-
stuff, because I mean they sell guns, but I mean they have everything there. I mean you can go up there, you can get your own, you can do tax stamps and you can get your suppressors, you can build, pretty much you can build your own gun there. I mean they have everything. You got uppers, they got lowers, they got barrels,
crazy.
they got
I was
everything there,
overwhelmed.
dude. Yeah, I mean,
overwhelmed.
if you haven't been there, it can be overwhelming. I mean, it's a huge store. I mean, it's 2 floors. They got guns everywhere.
And they have like mounted animals too, like on the walls.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know deers could get that big.
yeah, bro.
Like I was like,
They're
who-
big. They're
yeah,
big animals, man.
animal. Buffaloes, and I was like,
Oh,
damn,
yes.
these suckers are huge.
You can get gun
I'm
safes there.
glad I'm in civilized Asia. If I was back in colonial days, Dave would be
Civilized
dead.
Asia.
Dave
Is that what
wouldn't
you
be
just
dead.
said? It sounded
Colonial-
like he said civilized Asia.
Civilized Asia.
Civilized
civilized
nation.
Asia.
I'm in civilized Asia.
Wow.
We're New China,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much, actually.
Well,
right.
Oh, you asked yourself.
I just patted myself.
Mm-hmm.
I just did a Chamberlain. Whoops.
Well,
Whoopsie.
while Nick's cleaning out his willies, let's talk a little bit about what's going on at Twin.
on?
Everything.
And I am going to be telling you some stuff that is literally just been approved.
'Cause
And
I don't
I'm
know it.
excited. I'm excited about it. Just got approved today, and it's going to be starting Friday, the 5th of January. We're doing a leap into 2024 with 724.
24. Thank God.
With
Awesome.
724. and we're going to have a big
150
we're going to have a
years.
big promotion of 724 cigars running through the 29th of February.
Really?
That
Why not
only
all the way
happens-
until June?
That only happens once every 4 years, Dave. The 29th.
Yeah,
of
it's leap
February.
year. Yeah.
It's leap year.
Year of the dragon.
And so during that whole time, the 5 and dime box is going to be $99.
Yep.
Which is some good savings there. And then on everything else, it's going to be buy 4 get 1 for $7.24. And you buy a box of 724,
It'd be like buy 7 get 4.
you're going to get a 5-pack of cigars. If you buy
Buy
2
20, get 7.
boxes or mix and match 40 singles, however you want to do it, you're going to get a 10-pack of cigars and a 724 10-count travel humidor to put them in. If you do 3 boxes, this is the sweet one. 3 boxes or 60 singles, however you want to do it, you're going to get the 10-pack of cigars, a 30-count travel humidor, and the first 8 people to do that are going to get into a VIP smoking with Kurt Kendall here at the bar on the 29th of February. That's a Thursday at 6 o'clock. And he's going to bring out some very, very epic 724 from his vault, along with some very cool libations
Libations.
that you are not going to be able to get
Libations
anywhere
for everyone.
else.
Let me tell you, the dude's got it. So
And he's got
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we
it's
we
gonna
had
be-
a little bit of it on
it's
Christmas
going to
Eve.
be very much the vibe is going to be very much like the whole Christmas Eve thing he did with us. He brought out, on Christmas Eve, Kurt likes to get together with the
1967
staff,
Crown Royal.
and 63.
Oh, it's 63.
1963, yep.
Yep.
We had 1963 Crown Royal and
2000.
Fonseca Figurado from 2003.
Which
20-year-old cigar.
Which-
Couldn't believe how much flavor was in
right?
that thing.
It did not taste like it was 20 years
I mean,
old.
you
No,
could taste.
it
You
was
knew it
phenomenal.
was aged. It had that age,
Yeah.
but it had incredible
Like,
flavor to it.
There's,
Oh yeah.
it's
it was-
still a medium full cigar.
And
Oh yeah. After all this time.
and
Yeah.
Crown Royal today is not anything like
Crown
Oh,
Royal.
that
no.
63
So,
Crown
Well, I
Royal.
mean that thing is
60
that,
years ago?
that predates me by 7 years.
That predates
So-
me by
and
a lot.
it was incredibly tasty.
Yeah,
Let
for
me tell you,
sure.
that was awesome. But 8 people going to sit at the bar, smoke, drink, and you're going to get stuff from Kurt that you just are not going to get anywhere else.
Yeah.
So the first 8 people who do the 3-box deal will get to do that with him. Exclusive thing right here at the 724 Lounge on February 29th.
Yeah, it's gonna be
6 p.m.
amazing.
That's going to be awesome.
I wonder if staff's involved or staff can be invited. That'd be
Crash.
pretty cool.
We'll just crash
Just
it.
crash it. Be like,
crash
hey,
it.
let's go.
Like, what's up?
Yeah, I'm on the clock at that. We're just getting off the clock at that time.
That's right.
I'm,
Yeah, I
I'm
can be
being-
there.
I'll be here late. What time does it start? 6?
6.
Yeah, see, I'll be there when it's over. As usual.
We'll give you the empty bottle, Dave. You can make some dog walker samples with it.
I am thoroughly enjoying this cigar. I mean, a lot more now than I did before. I mean, it was just that drink too. I mean, the drink.
The drink is really bringing it out.
Damn, it's
The drink is also very refreshing.
oh for sure. Considering we should have got hot toddies, but it's okay.
Nope. Instead, we got drinks on the ice when it's. I don't even think the ice is melting.
I don't think so either. But big ice cubes like that, they don't melt. They don't melt quickly because they're so dense. So keeps the drink cold without messing with it.
So, what did you guys do on New Year's Eve? Anything to bring in the
Oh.
year?
Yeah. I went to
Oh boy.
my friend Pete invited me out to his friend's house, and they were having a party with their smoker. So there was a smoker out back that had probably 10 slots in it to put in,
Yeah.
food and
Meat.
stuff, meat. And my friend Pete brought some corned beef that he sliced into small enough pieces to put on to make sliders with.
Oh, nice.
With this and he, of course, he picked it up at a Tuckaway, so it's
Beautiful.
Yep. And with this hand-cut Swiss cheese from a brick, it's unbelievable. And to top that off, with this really special spicy honey mustard that's like a bottle about the size of this glass, and it's $25.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got like peppercorn in it, and those were just amazing. And then there was pulled pork, burnt ends that were hot and spicy, and one was like honey barbecue.
Very nice.
And then there was like a spicy chicken, a barbecue chicken, and then I forget. There was 3 different types of chicken. Did I mention the pulled pork?
Yes.
Yeah, and the pulled pork. And then there was this bread with buffalo chicken on it, layered on top of like cheese. It looked like a loaf of bread with like lasagna on it. That's what it looked like, and it was just like the most unbelievable stuff. And the craziest thing about it was it was gluten free, and it was just the most delicious thing ever. Like so there is some gluten free food that's just absolutely amazing. And then of course there was like 7 trays of cookies, all completely different.
Of course.
And oh my gosh, yeah, it was a horrible night.
It sounds like it.
And then on top of all that, I was forced to drink Buffalo Trace.
Oh, Jesus, that's a torture.
Yeah.
That's torture in
That's
itself
horrible.
right there. Oh, my Lord.
I feel your pain.
And then I had to smoke a beef stick. And I smoked a Dark Star, and then I smoked a UF-13.
Oh, there you go.
Whoa, a
You were-
UF-13, huh?
You were closing out 2023 with real pizzazz.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I didn't even come close to that. I just
What'd you do?
went over to
I
the
went
in-laws
over to
house.
Chickens. And
No.
I went inside, watched some TV with them. Talked about this, talked about that.
Yeah, pretty
Went in,
much.
took a nap, got up, did some.
Well, they go to
weights,
bed early. I mean, as soon
had
as
a
the
little
sun goes down,
protein
they go to
shake,
bed.
Yeah.
They go to bed early.
It was
They
just
go
a
to bed
perfect
early.
night. We got there, we set everything up. The smoker was still smoking, so we went outside and smoked with it.
Nice.
After that cigar, we went in, all the food was done, so we ate round one. I probably had like 4 sliders and like a 2 pieces of that breaded stuff. Went back out, had another cigar, went back in, did the same thing again. Went back out, had the last cigar. Oh, it was a great night. I was really lucky.
It sounds like you had a great time.
Yeah.
I had
Really
a very
chilled.
early night because I had to be here at dark 30.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
So
Ended it.
and then I knew it was going to be a long day going into the podcast and everything.
Yep,
So
yep.
I did not stay up to see the ball drop.
I did, and then I went to bed.
I did.
I was in bed and sleeping by like 10 o'clock.
Oh,
which is
man.
very unlike me.
I didn't get to bed until like 3.
What did you do that kept you up till 3? You
Well-
must have had a good time.
Yeah, we actually
Well,
left
with,
at,
with the in-laws, my
Yeah.
wife's cousin Ruben came over, and he's always a good
Ruben.
Ruben's an awesome guy, man.
Ruben, talk about Ruben.
Ruben's an awesome guy. He's
See anything like the sandwich?
a little bit,
a little bit,
a little bit,
little crowdy.
a little bit. He's awesome. I mean, rough around the edges, but he's awesome. No, I can't say that about him. Ruben is smooth around the edges, man. I love Ruben. He's smooth around the edges, man. He's an awesome guy. Awesome guy. But he came over, he kind of crashed the party a little bit. And immediately we started playing pool. We started playing, washers. So it's kind of like,
Quarters.
no, it's not like quarters. It's like cornhole. It's like cornhole, but you have these huge washers. And you have the boards just like cornhole, but instead of having one hole, you have 3 holes. And the 3 holes go from 1, 3, and 5 points, and then you do that. It's pretty much almost the same thing.
But you throw big, giant
Big
washers.
like this big. So
Are they,
we
are they
play.
like steel, or are they like?
Yeah, they're thick
Wow.
stainless steel. So you got to
It's
do
gotta
that.
sound loud.
Oh, it was very loud, especially on my father-in-law's tile floor.
Oh,
So that was
on the
not
tile
good.
floor?
Yeah,
On the
dude.
tile
put a
floor, you're
blanket down?
throwing-
Yeah, it was
God, Nick,
quite
Put a
quite
dent in the
loud.
wall.
Well, yeah. So we
figured you'd do
were
that
trying to
outside.
be I was anyways. I was trying to be really subtle throwing those things because those things were
Now you
going
suddenly
everywhere.
chuck a washer that probably weighs like a half a pound.
No, they were big. It was fun though. But we did that. We went outside. I guess people were shooting off fireworks in Lawrence, so
Yeah.
that was fun. And then we watched the ball drop, and the food, drinks. Oh my God, it was crazy. Love it, love it. I mean, I drank so much last night. I probably shouldn't be here on the show right now, but it was great. Oh my God, I love hanging around with my in-laws and when everybody comes over, and it's always a good time. Always a good
Nice.
time. So,
Yeah.
and I was the last to go down. So it was 3 a.m, and then I woke up at 6:45.
That's late for you.
Yeah, it is. I'm usually up at 4, but I mean, if I'm going to bed at 3, I'm not waking up at 4. So, yeah. So then I went home. After that, I woke up, got dressed, went home, fed the dogs, got what I needed to get, and then I was here for 10 o'clock with Danny working. So
Yeah.
No, I was in bed shortly after midnight.
that's nice.
Yeah, we left the party probably around like 11:20. Got home at 11:40. You know, me and the boys watched the ball drop, and then I dropped. I was like, oh, now I'm gonna play a video game. And then I was like, oh, it's midnight. I gotta go
No,
to bed.
I'm not doing
I'm
that.
going to bed. Good night.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But yep, no, and it was just a great evening. There was no fighting. There was no nothing, no drama.
Well, that's
it was
nice.
just beautiful. It was awesome. It was a great end of the year.
Good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ready to start it off, right bushy-tailed, right on the right foot. It was great.
Yeah, it was good. It was a very good night to go into, a very good day. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully we can carry this momentum into the whole year. But we'll see what happens.
2024, you're
Yep,
the Dragon, man. This is going to be awesome.
I hope so, man. I hope
Roar.
so. I hope so.
Hopefully it doesn't go down in flames, but
Yeah, and we're on
Well,
we're on
speaking of that,
the Malaysian
how
airline
would-
right now.
How would you rate 2023?
I don't know.
I would say it sucked.
You would say it sucked.
Yeah, I think 2023 sucked.
Why did it suck for you, Dave?
Well, you know, I ended a relationship. I bring in, you know, it's I got into that accident and I'm out $13,000. So you know that sucked.
Jesus, yeah, that
You know,
does suck.
You know, it is. Yeah, it sucked.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked.
How about you, Nick?
I
Did
thought
it suck for you?
no. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, I had some ups and downs, but overall, I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, I got to go to Puerto Rico. Any year that I'm able to go to Puerto Rico and relax and smoke a cigar on the beach, having my whiskey on the beach and relaxing, that's always going to
You
be a
don't have.
good year.
You don't. You're telling me you're drinking whiskey down there, not rum.
Oh, I'm drinking it all, brother.
You're drinking it all.
Most of the time.
Drinking it
So
all.
I'm drinking. So most of the time, I'm walking around with a handle of whiskey.
No, what are you smoking when you're down there?
Everything. So I love a variety. So for me, it's everything.
The
so,
ganja man?
No, I don't do that. I don't do that stuff. But it's usually a variety. I mean, most of the time, I'm smoking early in the morning, and then late at night, making sure everybody's in bed and everybody's good, and then I go out in the hammock on the deck.
Well, what I mean is it like stateside cigars and stuff?
Oh yeah,
Or
yeah,
just
yeah.
Stuff you get down
I
there?
get like when we go to Old San Juan. So Old San Juan is usually a must trip for me and the wife. We love going down there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the scene, you know, stopping in at the cigar shop down there, the cigar house. I mean, that's for me. That's a must. So they would do the Bacardi factory.
Okay.
Which we have a lot of fun in. We always see our friend Christian. He's the ambassador to Bacardi now.
Yeah.
We first met him 17 years ago, and he was just a guy giving a tour. Now he's the ambassador to Bacardi, which is awesome because every time we go there, he always brings us into like the VIP areas, and he always gets us free drinks and all that stuff. And then from there, Bacardi Factory, we take the ferry to Old San Juan, and we walk around.
That sounds horrible.
It's I hate it every time. So we do that. We walk around, and then they have vendors there. They have people rolling cigars there in town.
Oh, that's so.
So you have a few vendors there. So I buy a few cigars and stuff
Yeah.
like that and smoke them and
Yeah, why not? Nothing like having a fresh cigar. You know?
yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
And then we go to the forts and stuff like that. We see all like the historic areas and everything, and that's always awesome. I've been going there for 17, 18 years now.
Wow.
And every time I go there, it is always amazing. It always does. I mean, from
That's good.
just going there and just getting that and standing outside the fort and being like, Jesus, people fought and died here. And then going in there and seeing where, you know, the galley was and seeing where they had the prisoners and stuff like that and all the turrets and everything. Because a lot of the turrets, not the turrets, but
You always learn something new every time you go?
not really. I've been there so many
Yeah.
times. I've seen everything. But like to, you know, stand next to the cannons and stuff like that, it's always awesome. And then the thing that I never get over is how thick the walls are to the fort. I mean, they are unreal. I mean, they're like 6-7 feet thick and they're just crazy. I mean, you had people one built that by hand, and then you had people guarding it and getting cannons shot into that, and
And them
people
doing
rushing up
nothing.
there, and it's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely. I mean, like you take yourself back to, because I love history, so you take yourself back to that moment where people were fighting on top of those walls and bleeding out and getting shot and hand-to-hand combat. And it's
Yep.
like, holy shit!
Have
Like,
you ever played Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
no, that I know. I've seen the game, but that's like
That's like you
I
get
stopped
to-
gaming a long
oh,
time ago
man.
for me, man.
You get to you're right in that area.
Yeah, I mean
And you
you're
get
in
to
that era.
Blow that stuff up and
Yeah,
take it over.
and I
you get to
love
rush it. Oh
I
my
love
God, it's so
watching
cool.
like a lot of documentaries on the. I think it was like a span of like 10 years where piracy was like at its highest in the Caribbean, and I mean Puerto Rico. The translation of Puerto Rico is rich port. So I mean that right there. I mean that was one of the stops. Nassau in the Bahamas was one of the main stops. Dominican Republic. I mean Barbados, all in the Caribbean. Cuba, and you know what I mean. Everywhere. So that is such a rich history there, and you just go to the fort and you're like, wow, this is incredible.
Well, the popularity of like that ship battle and the pirate stuff they
Yeah.
did in that game got so high that Ubisoft decided to make a game that was just solely that.
Oh
And
shit,
it's called Skull and Bones, and it's
Oh, yeah.
coming out soon.
that's awesome,
I
man.
can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Early February, I think.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, I mean, anytime I get to go down to Puerto Rico is a good year. So
Well, we should
hopefully,
all go down together. Yeah, do a showdown.
Podcast.
I mean,
You know,
I'm
thank
all
you,
for
Vic.
it.
I mean, come on.
We should go to the cigar
Why?
house and
Why?
go down there. Start selling 724 because I know they don't have 724 down there. Start selling 724 and do a podcast there because so their lounge is it's so there's an indoor part and there's an outdoor part and the outdoor part is just wide open.
Yeah.
And it's just so beautiful because you get the sun that comes in and everything, and it's just we should definitely do a podcast down there. That'd be awesome. That'd be insane.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
It does. It just I hate it so much. I don't want to do it, but I want to do it.
Right.
So, what do we think of the Dark Star here? I'm gonna say this is a fantastic cigar for $10,
Oh yeah,
10 or $12.
It's one of
Very
my favorite
tasty,
Rockies.
very consistent. Yeah, this is one of my favorite Rockies too. It's got great flavor to it. It's going incredible with this, drink. I wish I knew what was in it. He wouldn't tell me what was in it.
yeah. It's Levi. What are you gonna do? He's a mysterious individual.
Yeah, it's like
But
a
it's basically an old fashioned that's been ramped up to go with this cigar, and man, it's just amazing.
Yeah, he's damn good, man. He knows what he's doing. He's know what he's doing.
just a little bit.
Just a
Yep.
tad bit. So now that I actually took the band off, the tobacco went with it.
Yeah.
So they put a little bit too much glue on that today.
Still smoking good.
Oh yeah, well, I
But
mean,
there you go. So
Fantastic.
Let's switch over to the pipe
Pipe
tobacco.
we're
here.
gonna switch gears here.
We'll switch gears. Stay on time. And we are smoking for our pipe tobacco tonight something that's new to Twins. It is Cobb Plug by Samuel Gawith. And Cobb Plug is basically a plug format of their very popular 1792 flake that's available here in the States. Over in England and Europe, it's called Cobb Flake. Mm-hmm. Well, for whatever reason, They don't call it that over here. They changed the name to 1792 Flake. But from the website, it says Samuel Gawith's cob plug is essentially the plug version of the popular 1792 Flake, a rich, dark, full-bodied pipe tobacco marked by its strong character and beautiful Tonkin notes. Fire-cured Tanzanian leaf and steamed and pressed Virginias are then pressed and steam pressed further to marry and caramelize the flavors together. So it's basically a Burley and Virginia blend. Tonkin is a kind of spicy vanilla bean that you find in Africa, and it has a very unique kind of flavoring to it. I don't know many places that use this kind of topping,
Spice.
and it's very, very good. So,
Wow.
like I said, brand new to us here at Twins. What do you guys think? First light.
Spicy meatball.
It is a spicy.
I mean, sweet, spicy.
Yeah, sweet
Yeah.
and spicy.
The room note is incredible.
The room note is fantastic. It's a very sweet.
Almost
note.
cherry-like. It's crazy. When you were smoking it last week, I thought you were smoking an aromatic. I was like, dude, what are you smoking? And you told me the plug. I was like, bro, like, is that an aromatic? And you're like, no. I was like, wow. Yeah, I want to smoke the glass, but I don't know if I want to smoke the glass.
But the spice is very much in the retro, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
At least for me, it's not so much on the palate. It's kind of like a gentle kind of white pepper kind of spice in the retro there.
Very gentle.
But very rich kind of molasses notes in the tobacco. You get that kind of dark vanilla, the stewed fruit from the Virginias, kind of background, kind of cocoa nutty flavors from the Burleys and everything.
Yeah. Let's take a sip of this drink here. See what we got. Oh my goodness. I mean, even without smoking the glass, I mean, that is a totally different drink. That's a totally different drink.
Wow.
I have to say, I think this is going good.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, that's incredible. Wow.
Now, Dave, you were real concerned about how the
Yeah.
citrusy notes. And
What
it
do you
looks like
think?
there's a little bit of grapefruit in here, I think,
In the drink?
in the drink.
Probably. It looks a little purple
Yep.
Purple.
or pinkish.
Looks a little pinkle.
Wow.
I think smoking the glass does a good job to the drink. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Yeah, those vanilla notes in the cob plug really, I think, complement the citrus. You know, just like, chocolate and
I can't get
orange.
it fast enough.
That kind of goes together.
That's what she said.
Oh yeah. Not a lot of talking going on here.
Trying to smoke this glass.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Well, people are smoking their glass and taking pictures of it and everything. Let's do the 724 flashback, a weekly segment highlighting historical events brought to you by 724 Cigars. Smoke a
Ooh.
piece of history.
Ooh, that's like almost chocolatey. That's
Yeah.
almost chocolatey. That's crazy.
On today,
Today?
in January 1st, 1959, Fidel Castro took over Cuba.
Oh, that's
Really?
Mm-hmm. And
Wow.
thus began the great change in the cigar world, where you see an exodus of people from Cuba go to Nicaragua, Honduras, the Dominican Republic, and all sorts of other places, and that basically created a huge, huge change in the cigar world.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, if anything,
you can
it
say what you
kickstarted-
want about yeah. I mean, in a lot of ways, I think that really set up the boom. in the 90s, and we're kind of, I think, in a place where back in the 60s and 70s, Cuba was really undisputably the best place to get cigars.
Oh yeah, for
Now I think, you can go to Honduras, you can go to Nicaragua, you can go to the Dominican Republic, and any of those cigars from those countries are going to be able to hold their own against the best Cuban cigars.
Oh, for sure.
Now, Cuban tobacco, of course, has its own flavor profile and its own unique aspects to it and everything. You can't duplicate what the soil creates.
Right.
But as far as quality goes and flavor goes and everything, you can get great cigars everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, Nicaraguan for me right now. Nicaraguan and Honduras tobaccos are. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the Don Carlos Personal Reserve, that Cameroon wrapper, Dominican binder filler. I mean, that's my desert island cigar. I was telling Kurt, he was like kind of shocked when I said that. But that for me, I mean, if I was on a desert island and I needed one cigar, and I was provided a box of that, it would be the Don Carlos Personal Reserve.
really,
Yeah, I mean
I
that
did
is
not
my
know that.
that is my absolute favorite cigar. But I mean,
I thought it would have been the Banker.
the Banker's pretty good. That was pretty damn good. But yeah, I mean I mean Nicaragua. The cigars that are coming out of Nicaragua. I mean Padrones is a testament to that. I mean they've been doing it for 100 years probably now, something like that.
Well, 64 was when
64.
when the company started. Yeah,
So almost 100 years, but it feels like 100 years.
it's
but-
more like almost 60.
Yeah, so it's close. Keep going, guys. Keep going. But I mean, they make incredible cigars, and I mean, for as far as Honduras is concerned, I mean, Aladino.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, those things coming out of that factory, is just impressive. Short of nothing but impressive coming out of there. I mean,
Yeah.
and I mean, if you're trying to look for something, in my opinion, I mean, you guys may disagree with me on it. I mean, if you have a customer that comes in and they're looking, for something close to a Cuban, I mean, the Aladino Classic for me is pretty close. I mean, obviously they're using
The vintage is very close.
the vintage is very close too. I think the Classic.
Both of those are fantastic.
I think the
cigars.
Classic is a little more for me.
The
that
vintage
that
to me
body.
tastes exactly like a Monte Cristo number 2.
Maybe. I think a Monte Cristo number 2 has a little bit more tang to it, in my opinion. But that Classic, I mean, that is just such a fantastic smoke, man. I mean, the Auroras coming just Jesus.
Yep.
They're coming strong, baby.
Yeah,
They're coming
baby.
strong. Love that cigar, man.
Yep.
Go.
Yeah,
But I got a question.
Oh.
question. Now that you said Castro, took over,
Yeah.
back in 59?
59.
59. What do you guys think would happen to Cuba if Castro didn't take over? What do you guys think would have happened? Now,
Be a
kind of
really
put you.
weird world right now.
I don't know. I mean,
I
because
don't know that the cigar world would be incredibly different.
no, but I mean, as far as Cuba is concerned, I mean, because the United States was pretty heavily involved. Obviously, the mafia was heavily involved in the casinos and stuff like that. There, I mean, Godfather Part 1 and 2 kind of highlight that. But I mean, Castro took it over because it was in his eyes, from the documentaries that I've seen, it was going south real quick. So I mean, if Castro didn't have the revolution and uprise and take over, where do you think Cuba would have been at this point in time? Do you think it would have, the United States would have went down there and kind of took it over, almost kind of like, I was going to say Puerto Rico, and that's a whole nother story about that. But I mean, do you think they would have been more Americanized and they would have moved forward in time? Like, from my understanding, from videos that I've seen online and journalists that go down there, it's like it's stopped in time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The old cars and, you know, the buildings and everything, the way things they do down there. It's so back then, 1960s, 1970s. So where do you guys think Cuba would have been if Castro didn't uprise, didn't take over? Do you think America would have just went in there and friggin' built Walmarts everywhere? And or what do you guys
Pretty
think?
much. They'd be Puerto Rico too.
What do you think, Danny?
I don't know enough to make an educated guess about that.
No?
I mean, you know, I think Cuba would be a very different place. I don't think it would be as I would like to think it wouldn't be as struggling as much as it is. You know, I think you know, the one thing I can say is that, you know, as bad as it was, you know, for the people of Cuba that Castro took over, that diaspora that happened afterwards really created our modern cigar world.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we would exist here at Twins without that happening.
True. True.
You know, so I think things would be drastically different. I think they would be drastically different for the country of Cuba.
Yes.
You know, would they be, you know, in a much better financial, you know, state? I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I don't think this. I think the cigar world would be nothing like it is now. I don't think we would know all the stuff we do about Nicaraguan and
No.
Honduran. And the only reason people started making cigars in those countries is because they couldn't do it anymore in Cuba
Yeah. Yep.
and be free.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
So I think things would be radically different.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely agree on that. Especially, you know, I can't really speak on political or the political landscape there, but I mean, as far as the cigars are concerned, I think definitely the landscape would definitely be a whole lot different. I mean, with that, you know, with it being so hard to get Cubans, you know, Nicaraguan cigars, Honduran cigars, and now, you know, Mexican San Andreas is making a big impact
Right.
in you know, in Dominican cigars as well. I mean, the whole 9 yards. So without that, without, you know, the things that happened in Cuba, we wouldn't have the industry that we have now.
Right. You know, now something that, you know, we've all seen happen, you know, and I think it is a result of the regime over there. You know, things, like you said, have basically stayed in the 50s and in the 60s
Yeah.
down there. Agriculturally speaking, they're not really doing a whole lot different.
No.
You know, and that's shown too in the production of cigars. I mean, everybody knows that Cuban cigars, you know, while you can still get really good, amazing tobacco from there,
But it's not consistent.
there's a, you know, inconsistency, and of course the scarcity of those cigars is driving up the price.
Yep.
And you know, there's more and more demand, and the prices have, you know, gone up. And you know, if you're not,
Oh boy, did the prices go up.
if you're not paying $20 or $30 for a cigar in Cuba from Habanos,
Yeah.
you're probably getting a fake.
Well,
You know,
a fake
and
Cuban.
a fake
from-
Cuban,
It's real Cuban tobacco, but it's not from
right?
the
It's-
factories.
It's not from the factories,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, and so people have, like, Half Wheel just announced that one of their traditions that they've been doing year after year since they started, of like looking at the really hard to find, what they call the holy grails of cigars. They're stopping doing that
Why?
because
Can't
they're
afford it.
so expensive. They're so rare. It's so hard to know these days whether or not you're getting a legitimate one or not, that it's just not worth doing anymore. And one of the things that kind of dovetails with that, you know, as people complain about how much Cuban cigars cost. And, you know, you couple that with the fact that if you're paying 50 or 60 bucks for a cigar,
Yeah.
and you multiply that by 20 for the box, and then any 4 or 5 or 6 of them may be unsmokable because they're plugged or whatnot. Are you see, there are people who are noticing that with, a lot of cigars are increasing and going into that 20, 30, $40
Yeah.
thing, price range. And the question is, are we seeing a lot more inconsistency with those cigars too?
Yeah.
And I think some of it is maybe to, kind of the backlash of the whole COVID shutdown and everything. A lot of people quit. They had to bring on new people, training new people. There have been consistency problems. There have been issues with things. We've had, we've had some issues with, lately with, Drew Estate and some of their, Liga Privada high-end cigars come in, and you open the box and there's a bunch of cigars that, are damaged in there.
Yeah.
Now, was that them? Was that the travel? Was that, who knows?
Was that UPS just kind of throwing around the boxes or whatnot?
You don't know. But it hadn't happened in the past. And now you're seeing it more and more often.
Yeah. So I got another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So if tomorrow,
Yep.
which I doubt, because Biden's really, in my opinion, Biden's really not there. But if tomorrow Biden says, we're opening up the floodgates in Cuba, we're going to integrate, we're going to whatever, we're going to go down there and start relations and all that. And for us in the cigar industry and for the cigar community, everybody's going to be like, oh, we're going to be able to get Cubans.
Yep.
So if that happens, say the end of this week, we're able to get Cubans, or as retailers, we're able to buy Cubans to sell in our store. Would you think that would hurt the industry, or would it lift it up? What do you guys think?
I would really like to see the current blenders of the day, like the Steve Sakas, the Nick Melillos, blend with Cuban tobacco.
That'd be interesting. I'd like to see that
That's what
too.
I would like to see.
Yeah.
I don't think that the industry would change much at all if Cuba was open. Because, number one, there isn't enough to go around.
Right.
It'd be like everybody trying to buy Alfonso boxes.
Right. Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about, because there just isn't enough anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
Cuba's small, So, no, I wouldn't be worried about it. But the only thing that would happen was, people would be able to blend with it, and I think that would be crazy amazing to see.
I think there would be a huge rush at first.
Yep.
Because people have, the whole forbidden fruit thing. I've never been able to get this. Now I can get it.
Yeah.
But once they see the cost of what it would be,
Oh yeah.
and once they, get, and let's take the whole, let's assume that all the cigars are well rolled and there's no consistency issues with them at all. Once people smoke them and realize, this, okay, I think it's going to be over. I don't think.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
here's
there's
what's
so
really
much
gonna happen.
because
The
Cuban tobacco basically has 2 growing regions.
Yep.
So there's only so much different things you can do with 1 and 2.
True.
So, and when you, I think Dave's right. When you take Cuban tobacco and you blend it with other things, now you've got something special.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is that, their rollers are paid by stick. So as the demand goes up, the quality goes down.
Yeah.
That's just natural way of things with a handmade product, So their demand, they're going to be like, you're going to have to make 10 times more than you did last week because now America can buy this stuff.
Yeah.
So the quality is just going to go to shit. So, yeah, we're going to get all these nice new Cuban cigars, and everybody's going to be like, wow, this sucks. I can't even draw off it.
Yeah.
And then, so I think that, I think the most realistic thing would be people would be able to blend with it. I don't even know if, because they're gonna want to buy the tobacco to blend with it. Like you're gonna tell me that Nick Melello or Saka, if they were given Cuban tobacco enough to blend a cigar line with it, that they wouldn't.
Oh, of course they
No,
would.
and they do.
You know what I
amazing
mean?
things with it.
So
Oh, yeah.
there wouldn't even be enough for them to.
Or
know.
would the converse be true? If that were something that were opened up, would Cuba start incorporating other countries of tobacco in with it, and make
Theirs.
new cigars,
Blending with the other world,
blending
yeah.
blending with
Yeah,
other tobaccos.
Who knows
innovating.
they're not already.
Or innovating. They're
Yeah.
because that's got to be one of their Achilles heels over there. Is, I mean, take for instance Nick Perdomo. I mean, their factory is state of the art. They're everything. They control everything from seed to cigar. And I'm not saying Plasencia doesn't do that, because obviously Plasencia's
Or Aladino.
or Aladino or Sacco or Melillo. I mean, this day and age, most of your factories and most of your plantations are gonna be state of the art. And I think if we open up relations with that, that would probably be my guess. That would be the first thing that they would do, is bring everything up to speed. Then you're gonna get people that are probably gonna travel down there and be like, "Hey, I want to stay here." Oh, wait, they need rollers, they need bunchers or whatever. And I think in that case, and again, this is we're just talking theory here.
Yeah.
I think in that case, the quality can go up. I mean, and then you start, having relationships with the manufacturers that are available in the United States, doing relationships with Cuba. So then you're going to have ideas going back and forth. And then, of course, there's going to be some people going back and forth, picking up employment and stuff like that. So, I mean, it could, in a sense of that reality,
It would be really cool to see.
it would be
something
interesting.
like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be really interesting where the industry would go at that point, because I mean, like you said, Cuban cigars are kind of like the forbidden fruit, and if they are now widely available, how different the landscape is going to be.
Yeah.
It'd be very, very interesting to see that.
Yes, sir.
I think at some point, the United States will open relationships back to Cuba.
I think that'll happen.
I mean, it'll happen. I don't know if it's going to happen soon, but because there's more priorities and there's higher priorities in the United States than just opening up relationships with Cuba here, unrealistically. But, I mean, in the future, I'd love to see that. That'd be awesome. It'd be very interesting to see that happen and to see where the cigar culture will go.
Yeah.
And how it will grow, or if it's gonna. I don't think it'll hurt the industry, but it'll be interesting to see that.
Yeah. So what's our final thoughts here on the Cobb plug from Samuel Gawith?
It's a Best Buy.
You
Not for
really
sure.
like it, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean, this thing is good
And
all the
I'll
way
tell you,
around.
It is
man.
a strong tobacco. This is a high vitamin N product.
Vitamin N is a nicotine.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised by it. It is a very out of the box Gawith and Hogarth for me,
Yeah, for sure.
Why is it out of the box for you?
because it's got so much of an aromatic nuance, and I'm not used to an aromatic nuance coming from Gawith and Hogarth. There's
Usually a very
we're gonna punch you in
yeah.
the
It's
face.
usually pungent,
Yeah.
but I mean, this is, I guess, out of left field,
All
like
the rope
you said.
brands,
Yeah,
the dark bird's eye. You know what I mean? It's not like their normal.
yeah.
It's definitely-
But I mean, the flakes.
They are known for creating some very aromatic stuff. There's another one that we got downstairs called Cannon Plug, which is
Even that does
essentially,
not sound very aromatic.
it doesn't sound it, but it is. It is essentially the same tobacco as Best Brown Number 2, but it's got a honeydew topping on it,
Oh wow, that's weird.
and it is very, very unique.
That's cool.
Very unique. Yeah.
We'll have to get that next week.
We could. And an interesting thing, I mean, these plugs are like, 6-inch
Oh yeah.
by 2-inch brownies, I mean, they're like a brick, though. You could kill somebody with them. Put it in a
They're
socket.
very, very dense.
Very dense tobacco. You really have to work to cut the stuff.
Yep.
But I really didn't have to let this stuff dry very much.
No.
You just cut it real fine, and it stays lit real well. It's got good flavor to it. It's burning nice and steady all the way
This
down.
thing's burning so
So
low.
well. It's burning so well. Like
It's
usually
so slow.
this
I'm
pipe-
a power smoker. I'm usually done.
Yeah.
I'm not halfway
well, this
there.
ball's small, so this thing's usually done after a half hour. I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with this tobacco. I mean, a couple weeks ago we had the anthology.
Yep.
That was fantastic.
Hallelujah.
I mean, Jesus, Jeremy Reeves, what a genius that
Yeah,
man
right?
is. But I mean, Jesus, we are hitting it out of the park every time we get up to bat.
Well, next week we're going to be going over the Consumer Choice results, the Consumer Choice Cigar of the Year packs. We picked the 5 what we thought were the top cigars and, frankly, bestsellers here at Twins that came out in 2023. And we made a bunch of packs. They all sold out. People are just finishing up smoking the packs now, I guess. And the results are coming in on the voting
I
cards.
didn't even know we had that.
And
Yes,
It's great. Thanks.
and
that was
We're
only
gonna
for
be-
Londonderry locations.
and
Kick Jay in
those
the
are going to
nuts.
be we're going to reveal what those cigars were, and we're going to pick the cigar of the year.
Are we gonna-
We're kind of reveal it
Yeah,
basically.
I was gonna say we're gonna smoke all of them, all
No,
5
we're not.
cigars.
We're not going to smoke all 5, but we are going to talk about. They are. I think all of us would agree. We've talked about them all before.
Yeah,
These are what I think we thought of as the top 5 best new cigars of 2023.
yeah, for sure.
And we're kind of letting the consumers, do the picking as to what the favorite is instead of us kind of deciding.
Yeah,
But I'll be happy with whatever because those.
Well, I
5
mean,
were
we did
really
that
good
last
ones.
year.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah, I'm glad we're doing this an annual thing.
So that'll be our show next week, and we're now at 8:00 again. Things are going back to normal.
Thank
So
God.
at least 2024 is starting off on that front.
I'll take it. That's a
Yep.
win
Yep.
for us, baby.
Win-win, baby.
That's a win for not just blowing smoke, baby.
So next Monday, the 8th, it's going to be the 8th, right? Yeah.
Yep.
The 8th of January, we'll be right back at 8:00, and we'll be talking about our best cigars of the year. And then the following week, we'll talk about best pipe tobaccos.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
That anthology is going to be in the running. I'll tell you that right now.
Anthology is definitely in the running.
Definitely in the running. And I had a little bit of steampunk.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Steampunk.
Steamworks. I call it
Steamworks.
steampunk. I don't know why.
Whatever.
Steamwork.
I'm fine with steampunk.
Steamworks.
punk.
Anyways, I had a little
All
bit of
that.
that today. Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Nom nom.
Oh, damn. That is so
Very
good,
good.
man. That is so good.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week, 8:00, right here. Don't miss out.
Stay smoky, my friends.
Bye.